Deuteronomy chapter 19. Soon you will go into the land and attack the nations. The Lord your God will destroy them and give you their lands, towns, and homes. Then, after you are settled, you must choose three of your towns to be safe towns. Divide the land into three regions with one safe town near the middle of each, so that a safe town can be easily reached from anywhere in your land. Then, if one of you accidentally kills someone, you can run to a safe town and find protection from being put to death. But you must not have been angry with the person you killed. For example, suppose you and a friend go into the forest to cut wood. You are chopping down a tree with an axe. When the axe head slips off the handle, hits your friend, and kills him, you can run to one of the safe towns and save your life. You don't deserve to die, since you did not mean to harm your friend. But he did get killed, and his relatives might be very angry. They might even choose one of the men from their family to track you down and kill you. If it is too far to one of the safe towns, the victim's relative might be able to catch you and kill you. That's why I said there must be three safe towns. Israel, the Lord your God has promised that if you obey his laws and teachings I am giving you, and if you always love him, then he will give you the land he promised your ancestors. When that happens, you must name three more safe towns in the new territory. You will need them so innocent people won't be killed on your land while they are trying to reach a safe town that is too far away. You will be guilty of murder if innocent people lose their lives because you didn't name enough safe towns in the land the Lord your God will give you. But what if you really do commit murder? Suppose one of you hates a neighbor, so you wait in a deserted place, kill the neighbor, and run to a safe town. If that happens, the leaders of your town must send messengers to bring you back from the safe town. They will hand you over one of the victim's relatives who will put you to death. Israel, for the good of the whole country, you must kill anyone who murders an innocent person. Never show mercy to a murderer. In the land the Lord is giving you, there are already stones set up to mark the property lines between fields. So don't move those stones. Before you are convicted of a crime, at least two witnesses must be able to testify that you did it. If you accuse someone of a crime but seem to be lying, then both you and the accused must be taken to the court at the place where the Lord is worshipped. There the priests and judges will find out if you are lying or telling the truth. If you are lying and the accused is innocent, then you will be punished without mercy. You will receive the same punishment the accused would have received if found guilty, whether it means losing an eye, a tooth, a hand, a foot, or even your life. Israel, the crime of telling lies in court must be punished. And when people hear what happens to witnesses that lie, everyone else who testifies in court will tell the truth. Deuteronomy chapter 20. If you have to go to war, you may find yourself facing an enemy army that is bigger than yours and that has horses and chariots. But don't be afraid, the Lord your God rescued you from Egypt, and he will help you fight. Before you march into battle, a priest will go to the front of the army and say, "Soldiers of Israel, listen to me. Today when you go into battle, don't be afraid of the enemy, and when you see them, don't panic. The Lord your God will fight alongside you and help you win the battle." Then the tribal officials will say to the troops, "If any of you have built a new house but haven't yet moved in, you may go home. It isn't right for you to die in the battle for somebody else to live in your new house. If any of you have planted vineyard but haven't had first for grape harvest, you may go home. It isn't right for you to die in the battle for somebody else to enjoy your grapes. If any of you are engaged to be married, you may go back home and get married. It isn't right for you to die in battle and for somebody else to marry the woman you are engaged to. Finally, if any of you are afraid, you may go home. We don't want you to discourage the others soldiers. When the officials are finished giving these orders, they will appoint officers to be in command of the army. Before you attack a town that is far from your land, offer peace to the people who live there. If they surrender and open their town gates, they will become your slaves. But if they reject your offer of peace and try to fight, surround your town and attack. Then, after the Lord helps you capture it, kill all the men, take the women and children as slaves, and keep the livestock and everything else of value. Whenever you capture towns in the land the Lord your God is giving you, be sure to kill all the people and animals. He has commanded you to completely wipe out the Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites and Hivites and the Jebusites. If you allow them to live, they will persuade you to worship their disgusting gods, and you will be unfaithful to the Lord. When you are attacking a town, don't chop down its first fruit trees, not even if you have had the town surrounded for a long time. Fruit trees aren't your enemies, and they produce food that you can eat, so don't cut them down. You may need wood to make ladder and towers to help you get over the walls and capture the towns, but use only trees that you know are not fruit trees. Deuteronomy chapter 21. Suppose the body of a murder victim is found in a field in the land the Lord your God is giving you, and no one knows who the murderer is. The judges and the other leaders from the towns around there must find out what town is the closest to where the body was found. The leaders from the town will go to their cattle herds and choose a young cow that has never been put to work. They and some of the priests will take this cow to a nearby valley where there is a stream, but no crops. Once they reach the valley, the leaders will break the cow's neck. The priests must be there because the Lord your God has chosen them to be his special servant at the place of worship. The Lord has chosen them to bless the people in his name and to be judges in all the legal cases, whether property or injury is involved. The town leaders will wash their hands over the body of the dead cow and say, "We had no part in this murder and we don't know who did it. But since an innocent person was murdered, we beg you, our Lord, to accept the sacrifice and forgive Israel. We are your people and you rescued us. Please don't hold this crime against us. If you obey the Lord and do these things, he will forgive Israel. From time to time, you men will serve as soldiers and go off to war. The Lord your God will help you defeat your enemies, and you will take many prisoners. One of these prisoners may be a beautiful woman, and you may want to marry her. But first you must bring her into your home and have her shave her head, cut her nails, get rid of her foreign clothes, and start wearing Israelite clothes. She will mourn a month for her father and mother. Then you can marry her. Later on, if you are not happy with the woman, you can divorce her and she can go free. But you have slept with her as your wife, so you cannot sell her as a slave or make her into your own slave. Suppose a man has two wives and loves one more than the other. The first son of the either wife is the man's firstborn son. Even if the boy's mother is the wife the man doesn't love, later when the man is near death and is dividing up his property, he must give a double share to his firstborn son, simply because he was the first to be born. A father and a mother may have a stubborn and rebellious son who refuses to obey them even after he has been punished. If a son is like that, his parents must drag him to the town gate where the leaders of the town hold their meetings. The parents will tell the leaders, "This son of ours is stubborn and never obeys. He spends all his time drinking and partying." The men of the town will stone that son to death because they must get rid of the evil he brought into the community. Everyone in Israel will be afraid when they hear how he was punished. If a criminal is put to death and you hang the dead body on a tree, you must not let it hang there overnight. Bury it in the same day. because the dead body of the criminal will bring God's curse on the land. The Lord your God is giving this land to you. So don't make it unclean by leaving the bodies of executed criminals on display.